Hello Sagittarius, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. If Sagittarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there's anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. All right. Now this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards. Use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Sagittarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And a Four of Swords to start us out. This is nice. That is balance. That is peace of mind, right? We could all use a little bit of peace of mind. But let's put that into some context. Well, we have a Four of Wands too. So I think things are coming together in a way that is really going to give you some peace that you need, right? This is, oh wow. Oh wow. Yeah, this is a big win. Right? Major arcana. We have this peace of mind. We have a very careful process. I think things are really going to start going exactly right for you. There's just this little obstacle, obviously, with this Eight of Swords. There's always a little challenge, right? There's always something that is going to potentially upset this peace of mind that we have, but I think this is a really big win. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. We're going to use the Smith-Waite Tarot. And this is just one card that we select randomly. We're not going to look at this until the very end. We'll put our alien friend, Simon Mork Ripley, right there on top of that card. And hopefully that card will tie everything together, right? Give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. Okay. So let's look at these energies again. These are something else. We've got major, very strong major arcana. This is very, very cool, just these three cards, right? Because this is very strong. This is Aries energy, it's Leo energy, and it's tempered by a little bit of this Taurus energy. It's like we have the ambition, just the fury and the power to do this, but we're also very skilled with the strategy. We know what we're doing. We have the discipline. We have the education, so to speak, right? We're informed by wisdom. We have the power and the strategy. We have really the perfect kind of trio of energies here to accomplish whatever our goals are, right? So anyway, we have some fire energy. We have some water at the end. We have some air energy, which is a little bit of the challenge, I think. And then we have the earth energy in the Taurus card and the Eight of Discs. I like that we're celebrating at the end, right? That Three of Cups at the end. That's the big celebration, right? That is when things really kick off and it's kind of a grand finale. I really think this is a big win for you. Okay, I really do. We'll start with the Four of Swords. And this is the peace of mind that I think you are going to be experiencing. If you're not already experiencing it, this is coming very soon for you. Okay, these readings are timeless, right? So depends on when you're watching this. This could be something you're experiencing right now. It could be a couple days ago, could be a couple days in the future, right? But this is what we're expecting or enjoying currently. And I think that this is the repose, the rest, the sigh of relief. When we are done with some intense activity, I think you've accomplished something recently. Because we have this Four of Wands as well, coming right off of this Prince of Wands. So all of this fiery activity, this fury of creation, I think has been established. It's been stabilized. And these two cards together we should take these together, because this is a stability both of our kind of our soul, right? Our mentality, our psyche, our mind, but also a stability and a restfulness in our creative energy, right? Sagittarius, you're obviously full of a lot of fire, right? You've got that kind of, the bow and arrow energy. So wherever you set your sights, excuse my voice. It's just, my voice is getting so bad lately. Wherever you set your sights, you let that arrow fly, and it flies true, right? Hits its target. And this time you're hitting your target. These cards kind of look like targets, right? They look like X marks the spot. It looks like a kind of bullseye. I think you're hitting the target, you're hitting the bullseye, and that gives you a lot of relief. Maybe with this Prince of Wands in the past here. And we'll come back to these two cards, because this is kind of central to it all, right? These two. In the recent past, though, there was this fury of activity. And see, this Prince of Wands is also air and fire. Excuse me, air and fire, right? Because the princes are the air aspect of the suit that they're in. So Princes of Wands, air, of fire. It's just exactly what we have here that's coming to a restful place. I don't want to say a conclusion, but those forces are stabilizing. But in the recent past here, there was a fury of mental activity and creative activity, right? Which I think is translating into physical reality, right? You're doing something on the physical plane. It's not just all kind of internal, imagination and thinking. Okay, it's not abstract. It's something that does have its counterpart in the physical world with these two Earth cards. See, we have a nice balance of energies here. This wasn't just a lot of activity, mental kind of internal activity. This was something that I feel like it was a fury. It was very hectic. There was a lot of mental stress, a lot of creative, spiritual stress. You really had to think, kind of outside the box, so to speak. Outside the box of the fours. You had to really go outside of the lines. You had to really push yourself mentally, creatively, spiritually, with your imagination, with your skills, with learning new things. I think all of this stuff. It really was a heavy task. It required a lot of you. I feel like the last few months of your life have been intensely busy with these kinds of activities, right? I don't know what you're creating. I don't know what you're doing. I have some ideas as we move forward with the reading. But this intense visitation of energy, this intense activity, this fury, I like that word, fury, especially when we're thinking mental, creative, imaginative energies, right? It can be very intense. It can be like a fury, like a whirlwind of fire, Thankfully, this is settling down into these nice, calm, stable fours energies, right? So whatever it is that you've been working on, you've completed something. It doesn't mean it's the end of the road, but it's a very big win, right? And I always say that in these readings, when you reach a conclusion, a stabilization of your forces or your energies, it doesn't mean that it's the end of the road. These are only fours. You saw 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, until we get to the 10. So the fours to me are always a temporary kind of campfire. So I think that you have, you've established something, right? You have built this campfire, and the Four of Wands is the campfire, the Four of Swords is you just peacefully relaxing by the fire, right? Maybe telling some stories or just joking around or listening to some music, listening to the nature sounds, but just relaxing, right? Stress-free kind of camping here. And this is a very good place to be. This is a big, big win, a big accomplishment. Now, there are more tasks for you to do. There is more work coming later. But right now, I think this is about settling down. This is kind of the This is where we're at, I think. We're coming out of this fury, and we're settling things down, and we're understanding how we got here and what we learned from it. And then we're going to celebrate this big win. And this is kind of, this is the beginning of the next phase of the work when we get up here, right? This is movement again. This is kind of, when they would christen a ship, they would, break the bottle of champagne on the bow of the ship as the ship then starts to, sail away. Maybe it's the stern. I don't know what they used to do. That was a long time ago, I think. But it's kind of that celebration now where, we're celebrating our accomplishments. We're also celebrating now the prospect for the future, right? We're celebrating, well, we've built this big ship and we're sending it off on an adventure out at sea, right? So it's kind of a double celebration there. Anyway, down beneath everything, one of the reasons why you're achieving this 4, right? Now this is pretty important because we have these 4s, right? Stabilized energy, mental energy, creative, spiritual, vital energy. We have an 8 of Pentacles and an 8 of Swords over here, okay? And obviously that's kind of double what we have here. So I think this was a situation that while there was fury, while there was intense hustle and bustle and a lot of activity, you always maintained this very slow, organized, careful, diligent approach. You didn't let yourself get carried away, It's easy to be in this kind of, it's a controlled chaos, right? It's easy to be in this fury, this whirlwind of fire and creative energies, and get completely lost, turned around, thrown around, and lose sight of what we're doing. It's easy to get disorganized, right? The wind comes in and all our papers are gone off the desk. We don't know what we were doing. You maintained some sort of order and structure and an organized approach. And I think this was the key to your success. The other key was up here with this lust or strength card. Now, this is a couple of things. This is you having the intense passion for what you're doing. This is a project, a work, could be a relationship, could be a business, could be just a career, promotion. It could be a creative project, could be music or writing or art or all sorts of things. Something for which you feel a tremendous passion for. You feel like this is the one thing that you could be doing in life that will use all the best parts of yourself, right? This is how you fully activate all of your magic. Your entire being is being put to use, right? We've got your powers of organization, and I'm so sorry for my throat today. We've got your powers of organization and your diligence, your attention to detail, but we have your creative fury. We have your ability to work intensely, right? We have your ability to control that fury, to control that creativity, This is a real discipline, this lust or strength card. This is the strength to know when to hold back, right? To know when to restrain ourselves so that we don't go too far, right? This could be just literally a blind fury. And I think this, in conjunction with the Emperor, these two kind of help each other out, right? The Strength card helps the Emperor not to be so stern and strict and disciplined, not so by the book. On the other hand, the Emperor helps out this card by saying, have a little structure, have a little discipline, don't be so blind fury. So they kind of balance each other. They help to bring out the best qualities of each other. And I think this is a situation really that's relying on every aspect of you coming together in this perfect storm of creation, right? And even this, the Hierophant here in the future. This is the way forward now, but this is also some energy that is contributing to the situation. And the Hierophant to me is representing this, well, kind of like a specialization of skills. This is your idea that you can't stop learning, right? You're a lifelong learner. And not just book learning, but life learning, right? Understanding the lessons, understanding even in a big win like this. It's easy to get carried away and just jump straight to the celebration, right? You reach these accomplishments, popping bottles already. But you're someone that is going to really try to understand the process. You know, you hear that a lot. When you fail, you have to have the hindsight. You have to learn from your mistakes, right? Figure out what you did wrong so that you can maybe avoid those mistakes in the future. And that's good. That's great advice. What about learning from your successes? Figure out what you did right so that you can do that again, right? I mean, same thing, different ways to look at it. You get this big win, it's easy to say, I'm done, mic drop. No, you don't do that. You want to understand how everything came together and how, if you did a lot of this kind of blind fury, maybe next time I do need to have this kind of wild, unbridled creation, this intense, passionate energy, or maybe I need to a little bit more organization with it. A little bit of discipline here helped. All of these forces went into what you're doing and why this is successful and why you've earned this celebration at the end. This is a really big win. And I really think that's important for you, is to, with this Hierophant, to learn from your successes the same way you are always being told, learn from your mistakes, right? Learn from your successes so that we can repeat them. So this Hierophant is a way of reflecting on the past to understand how everything came together. And this is then, of course, trying to refine ourselves to see how we can improve. Even though this is a big win, we're going to celebrate, how can I do even better next time? Do I need to tweak things out a little bit? Do I need to have a little bit more Emperor, maybe a little bit more Luster Strength card? Maybe I had a little too much 8 of discs and I was kind of slowing things down by, being a little bit too focused on the details. Something, right? This is the refinement of those skills so that your next project can be even more successful. Yeah. And I like that all of these cards are coming before we get to the 3 of Cups. This is all saying, yeah, you've had this big win. The big win really is right here. It's when we're going from here to here. Right? The big win is like right in the middle here. We have all these cards to talk about before we get to the celebration. And this is something that you probably do. You probably don't need this tarot reading to understand this energy. I'm sure you don't. But I'm happy you're here. I appreciate you watching these readings. I don't think I'm telling you anything that you don't already know within yourself. Okay? But I think that's what tarot does. We're not predicting the future. We are digging into the energy of the present and how it might be related to the energy that came before and the energy that comes after. But we're talking this present, this infinite moment right now between you and I. This is the magic moment. And in this moment, we can see all of these factors that are contributing to this very, very big win. Now, the work that you're doing itself might be related to service work, to maybe healthcare, maybe education, maybe something where you're teaching or training or developing courses, or something that's kind of meant to give back to people in some way or give back to the community. It's something like that. Okay? It's not just something for you. It's something that is meant to be offered to other people, maybe to help other people. Okay? For some of you, I take that how it resonates. We should move over to the path of the Serpent now, because we have this wonderful Queen of Swords. Now, the Queen of Swords is kind of how you see yourself right now. This is kind of your general energy, your general vibe, and this is a really good vibe right now. This is saying that, yeah, you're doing this. This tarot reading is already taking place within you, right? This is someone, this is an energy, this is you. You have stepped back from this situation, right? You kind of lean back in your chair. I don't do very often because the chair's so squeaky. You've leaned back in your chair and you're looking at things and you're seeing all of the energy. You're not hiding anything from yourself, right? You've taken that mask off. You've got your sword so that you can understand where you're being maybe a little bit too, a little bit too proud of yourself, maybe a little bit of hubris or something. You can cut that away. You've got your sword. But you've got this higher perspective. I don't like leaning back. I like to lean forward, I want you to hear me. You're already analyzing the situation, but not in a self-critical way, right? In a way where you're trying to understand. Now, this is the water of air, right? Queen of Swords. So this is trying to understand and appreciate what you've done, appreciate how you did it, and really understand the energies that went into it, that were involved and that contributed to this. Yeah. The Hierophant is also talking about some assistance that you might have had. That were there other forces, outside forces that helped you in this task? This is a card that says we need to extend a thank you to those forces, people, places, things, pets, plants, that contributed to you in some way, in any way, even indirectly, that is allowing for this big win today. So this is the card that can appreciate all of this energy, and this is how you're looking at it. I think you're in this energy already. You're already doing this kind of overview, right? I think this is what you're seeing right here. Now, we've got this Eight of Swords that we kind of have to deal with, and that is, to me, that's kind of conflicting with this Four of Swords this is in the environment or in our relationships or how we are relating to other people. And I wonder if this is some sort of an entanglement. I wonder if this is something that, we're trying to do this work of integrating all of these forces, understanding what went right. And there's something in our environment that's stressing us out still. Something that's still, and maybe it could be because of this. It could be that our thoughts are getting distracted by this Hierophant energy, that we're trying to maybe figure out what the skill is that we need to learn, what we can improve. Or this could be something related to this idea of helping others, that maybe we feel as if we're not doing enough. There's some sort of mental disturbance here with this energy, with the idea of perhaps doing more for others. It's just a little bit of turmoil, I think, that we're starting to feel. And maybe that's the impulse that says, hey, we better get a move on with things and get to the next phase of this work. We need to continue on with this reading. Because the more we're in this air energy, because, the air energy is very, very fickle. We could be in this position for a while, just trying to appreciate and understand and accept and feel good about what we did, but also staying humble, seeing what we did right, maybe what we did wrong, what we could improve, all of that stuff. Stay here for too long, though, and we get entangled with ourselves. And we're entangled here. Maybe we're thinking, okay, well, what do I need to do better? What do I need to learn? What do I have to kind of refine? What skills do I need to focus on? Before we know it, we're just creating this anxiety. We're taking our nice, calm, stabilized peacefulness, and we're creating this entanglement, this kind of, this tangle of wires. Yeah. So this could be, thinking about this situation. This could be thinking about the future too, how we're going to move forward, what we're going to do next, how I could be of greater service to my pets, plants, people, community, to the world. And this is kind of disturbing our restfulness. Yeah. So this is overthinking. Now, it's not time for overthinking. We're supposed to be just kind of resting, right? Peace of mind. So if we start getting a little bit restless or over analytical, as soon as this air energy starts to become a little bit tangled up, I think then it's time to move on, right? And we have this Emperor next, and this Emperor is the authority, the discipline, the strictness, the by the book. And this is kind of this is the card that we don't want. We don't want too much strict. We don't want to feel like we are being a tyrant, either to ourselves or to the people around us. This has to be kind of tempered with this spontaneous creativity, right? This real just kind of stream of consciousness, creative activity, rather than the very strict and disciplined kind of painting by numbers kind of thing, right? This is the I experienced this with my daughter yesterday because we were coloring in her coloring book, and I was trying to stay in the lines, trying to go just right inside the lines, nice and perfect, and she was just scribbling like this. So it made me think, well, how much should we try to color within the lines? And then how much should we just scribble on the paper? So I started coloring inside the lines, and I was telling my daughter, okay, try to color inside the lines. And then once you do, then you can scribble. And I was going like that, and she would laugh and laugh, and it was cute. But it made me think about this exact kind of combination of energies, right? The staying focused and trying to stay in this very disciplined and organized way, or just coloring all over the page and see what happens, right? It's two different approaches, and I think they're both necessary, but there needs to be the appropriate blend. I don't know if it should be 50-50. I mean, I think whatever you're not so good at, that needs to be strengthened. If you're very good at scribbling and just doing wild, spontaneous, improv kind of stuff, that's tremendous. Let's bring in a little bit more Emperor energy. Let's practice doing inside the lines and doing the really kind of refined work, just to balance things out. So focus a little bit on what you're not so good at to bring that skill level up to where the other skill already is, right? Trying to make it equal. I wonder if we're going to get a adjustment card here. Maybe the Justice card. Anyway, so that's the kind of Emperor. We don't want that, though, because we like being spontaneous. We like scribbling. We like coloring outside the lines and improvising. Yeah, but we need a little bit of that, all right? A little bit. Anyway, at the end of the day, at the end of this process, we've got a Three of Cups celebration, appreciation. This is getting together with everybody who was involved here, even indirectly, or not at all even, just with your people, and having a good time. Celebrating this accomplishment, celebrating the prospects for the future, kind of kicking off the new year, right? What is New Year's Eve? We're still pretty far from New Year's. But it is saying goodbye to the old year and welcoming in the new year, right? It's a double celebration, and that's what this is right now for you. You're celebrating this big win, and you're celebrating the next one, the beginning of the next journey. This is really something. And this is appreciation, this is love, this is saying thank you, this is just everybody group hug, or sending out a nice email, say thank you, whatever. However it is that you do this, whichever one of these two energies you're going to use. Maybe a combination of both, Maybe it's an email inviting everybody to the kind of the wild party. But whatever it is, Three of Cups, very good energy, very big win. This is really this is perfect. But let's look at the mystery card now. Yeah. Thank you, alien. All right, let's see what Simon says. What would it be here? It may be some earth energy, right? To show, because we don't have a lot of earth energy. We have this here, but maybe we need something showing that this is like something big that we've created that is now established in the world. Maybe a 6 of Pentacles, a 9 or a 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, I don't know. Let's take a look, shall we? Oh, yes. Look at this. The Sun. The Sun. If any card represents a big win, I think it's the Sun. The Sun is health. It is wealth. It is cooperation. It is balance. It is equilibrium, right? This is, when you find the perfect balance, I think, between these two approaches to your work, these two kind of disciplines or lack of disciplines, the Taoist or the Confucian kind of way, the perfect balance between these, right? It gives us that equilibrium. And that equilibrium is what allows this sun to exist and to shine, to be radiant, right? And to continue giving and doing and creating. This is infinite creativity. The sun, at least relatively, is eternal, right? Yeah, eventually it's going to probably burn out at some point, but for all intents and purposes, it's going to stick around for a while, most likely. I mean, that's the consensus. So this is the big win that just shows that you have found this perfect alignment of energies to fully be you. This is like what I was saying about the Luster Strength card, how every part of you is kind of coming together to express this creativity. Like every aspect of your being is being put to use. All of your skills and talents, all of your knowledge, all of your creativity, all of your ambition, all of your discipline, all of your everything. Everything is coming together to create this sun, and you are shining. This is the best reading. I think I don't know what else to say. This is perfect. All right. We are going to do an extended, though. If you would like to stick around, just click on the link that's up there. That will give you access to everything. Yeah. I want to thank you for being here. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Thank you for letting me read for you. And thank you for being the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot.